Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's tutorial slash collab. I am so excited to say that today I will be collaborating with Robert Welsh, the amazingly talented YouTuber slash makeup artist. I will link his channel below, all his social media. I would highly recommend going and checking him out. He is amazing. Today we'll be doing a collab together for a special Halloween tutorial based around this look. Robert will have the same prosthetics which I have sculpted, moulded and casted myself and sent over to him via delivery. Me and Robert were going to get together and do a special transformation on himself. However, due to the situation in the world at the minute, we wasn't able to do that. So this is the way we are going to bring the collab to you. Me and Robert have been talking for some time now on this collaboration. We both really hope you enjoy the video and also really like the results that we get by the end of the video. So without further ado, let us get into the video.
Hey. Hi.
Hi.
So what I would actually really like you to do just very quickly is to just introduce yourself, tell my subscribers a little bit about your experience and kind of what we're going to be doing today and the kind of a process in making these.
Yes, so my name's Misha and I am a special effects makeup artist. Do a bit of beauty but mainly special effects. I went to Bolton University. I studied there for 3 years. Worked with some amazing people such as Neil Gorton, who did all the Doctor Who makeups and
No way. Oh, amazing.
Yeah, loads of other films. I travelled down to London, did a bit of work there, and I actually got offered a job with the gentleman who did all the makeup for Harry Potter and things like that. But me being a home bird, everyone shouts at me for this bit. I said no to it, and you know what? I don't regret it because I'm at home, I'm happy, I'm here with my family, which is the most important thing to me. But I still obviously crave and love to do makeup, so.
Of course. Amazing. Your Instagram page as well, I showed a few clips before I recorded a little introduction, is incredible. The looks in there are insane. You're unrecognisable in the majority of those pictures. They are so good. It must take hours, no?
I was just about to say, it really does. It's so much patience. When I was younger, I saw a look and I thought, I'm going to do that. And then halfway through, I just got so annoyed and just stopped. And I ended up with so many things where they were just unfinished. But now I've just come to learn and discipline myself in the fact that things take time. But in the end, it's completely worth it. It does take me a long time, but it is worth it. It's a good job. I love it because sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, I'll be sat there and my partner will come in and I'm like, I feel like I'm dying because I've been sat there for hours and then my back's killing me. But
yeah,
when you start, you do get to a certain point in makeup. If anyone is wanting to do it, it is patience, but you get to a point in the makeup look where you think, oh, actually, we're getting there now. You'll know yourself, and that's when it gives you a bit of hope, and then you keep going, and it is worth it in the end.
Well, your first video was really good. It was I watch your videos and I see like these images, and like you said, the patience that you have to. I was explaining just before that I originally wanted to go into prosthetic makeup, but then I got so like loved beauty and editorial, and now I look at it, I'm like, I can't be bothered. I really can't be. I've seen how many hours it takes, and there's a certain skill and creativity to it, and that does require patience, and I'm just the most impatient person ever, and I just have no time.
It really does, honestly. Like, I mean, obviously with more experience the quicker you get, but this, like today, with anything with like prosthetics and things like that, before you even apply it, there's hours of time and skill that I've gone into just creating those flat pieces before you bring them to
Yeah.
life. So, but beauty can just be as you know yourself, time consuming at times, and can be quite complex if you've not got the experience. But it's practice and patience.
Okay, so you were talking about these little guys here. There's weirdly a lot of detail in this.
Yes, yeah, they're very squidgy. These are silicone prosthetics, and let me just show. These are silicone prosthetics, and I've actually sculpted these based on anatomy images. So at the minute, they're very flat, they're very bland. They don't look like much. But when you paint them, they obviously come to life then. Yeah, so because it's silicone, it's very flexible. It's got deadener in it, which then makes it really soft. It makes it go from like hard gel to a soft gel, so it can be manipulated and obviously moved onto the face.
Oh, no way. Okay, cool. All right, then. Do we do this? I'm so nervous. I'm so scared I'm gonna, like, I don't know. Okay, I feel like maybe I haven't stretched mine enough on some bits, but on other bits I feel like it's okay.
Don't worry about it, because afterwards we're going to be blending the edges. So
Oh, okay.
a lot of the see-through section around the edge,
Yeah.
a lot of that will disappear due to blending with the acetone afterwards.
Okay. Well, here it is. It feels very secure.
Yeah, that's with small prosthetics like this, silicone is great. It's when you get to like the larger prosthetics, it becomes a bit more of an issue, because obviously the weight will pull it down.
I'm not going to want to take this off after spending time doing it.
Well, that's the thing. I did a pumpkin look the other day, and I was actually really like, some looks I really enjoy, some looks I'm not so much I'm not so keen on. Whereas this one that I did a couple of days ago, I was really keen on it, and I was just walking around the house for ages with it on.
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't
All
want
that
to take
time
it
and
off.
dedication.
Yeah. That's it. Like, and my partner always rubs it in as well, and he goes, "All them hours you've just spent on it, and now you've just taken." And I'm like, "Please don't remind me."
I always feel like, because I always do a look and then I take it off instantly. I'm like, oh, that was such a waste. But now looking at your work and then how much you have to take off and how long you spend on it, I'm like, I'm fine with some makeup remover and a cloth.
Yeah. But even with your beauty looks, I mean, you take time. Anything you take time to do, it is hard to get. You sort of like cling on to it.
So when you do something you really like, you're like, oh.
Yeah. And then you just think, right, well, I can hold on to it through the images,
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah, exactly. It's a memory.
Are you all glued down?
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you got your acetone?
Oh, yes. I'm like, which one's the acetone?
So we have to be really careful with acetone, especially near the eyes, just because obviously if you get it in your eyes, it will really sting.
Right.
When we actually pick up the acetone on your brush or Q-tip or whatever you're using, when it gets to the eye, we just recommend just taking a little bit so it doesn't drip down onto the eye. But
Okay.
we'll start near the head, to the top of the head anyway, so you can get used to actually blending it out.
Okay. And will this this bit naturally come off, or do we peel that?
This thick bit is to use
Yeah.
to help apply it. That will naturally come off when you
Okay,
start
cool.
blending the edges.
Okay.
And you'll just see it melt away.
That's so weird. Science, eh? You know what? I'm using too much. That's what I think of when I think of like prosthetic. It's very sorry, I just used a bit too much and it stripped my head. It's very like sciencey, because there's all kinds of like mixtures of products and, like you said, acetones and things you have to be really careful of. It's very much a science like thing almost.
Yeah, it most definitely is. I mean, when you're mixing different products together. You've got products that are catalyzed, you've got products that go by ratio, by weight, and there's just so many factors to it. And this is why it's something, if you want to take it serious, that you do really need to get a a professional education on.
Yeah, I would think so, because you can't really go in guessing, can you?
Exactly. And also, you, like I say, that just said previously, this acetone can be quite dangerous, and someone who doesn't really know what acetone is or has had the proper briefing could put this on someone and potentially cause harm. So
Right.
it's so important to make sure, basically, know your products and how they work, and not only that, how they work together. So latex and silicone, you cannot put them together. They react so badly together.
Oh, really?
So if you was to put, say, pour silicone into a latex mold, the silicone won't set.
Oh, see, stuff like that. You that's like you said, you need a proper education for that, because you wouldn't know.
No. And
Sciencey.
there's so many misleading factors on the internet as well. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's so many amazing ones that are lifesavers. So like the artist Freakmo, she's amazing. She has a YouTube channel and she gives really good information, correct information.
Yeah.
Whereas there's some people who just do it more so as, say, a hobby, and as much as that's not doing anyone any harm, if someone was to apply those techniques, then they would be.
It could potentially be harmful.
Yeah, it's just about knowing your stuff when you go into doing any of this. And if you've not had the training but are really serious about it, just do like go on the Stan Winston School website, which is look at you're all fast. Wow, look at that.
You know what? My mind's a bit dodgy around the edges. I feel like I was like, yeah, I've got it, and then I was just like, you know? Yours is probably very smoothly blended, and mine's like. But you know what? We're zombies. Oh, I was explaining as well. We're a type 1 zombie, right?
Yes, we are a type 1 zombie.
And what does that mean?
So, if you ever watch The Walking Dead or anything, when they're making the zombies, they are actually keeping things in mind when sculpting the prosthetics and applying them. So is this zombie a type 1, type 2 and type 3? A type 1 zombie is a zombie basically that has just, say, been bit, and they've obviously got wounds on the body from when they've been attacked, and they're starting to turn into the zombie, or have just turned into a zombie. A type 2 is the step after that. They start slightly decaying, and yeah, and it's even more cuts and everything and rotten flesh on their bodies. Whereas on the type 3 zombie, this is where they're really decayed. They've been walking around for God knows how long, and they're really rotten.
Clinging on to life. Can I ask you a really morbid question?
Yeah.
Say you're doing like making wounds like this, or say there was a really specific wound that maybe a client wanted you to make.
Mm-hmm.
This is so morbid. Would you look at pictures from actual incidents? Like, say somebody wants a bullet wound, but it's no, because bullet wounds are easy. Someone was hacked to death with a chainsaw. Would you maybe not so deep, but would you then have to be like on Google, hacked to death by chainsaw scars?
You know what? You are right. We have to. If we don't do that, and you look at other people's makeups, you're getting that person's interpretation of that injury.
Right.
Whereas there's a page on Instagram which doctors upload actual real injuries, all sorts of injuries. Yeah, and it's that's for education reasons, for so training doctors and nurses can actually see and identify different injuries. However, a lot of makeup artists use them sort of images as references.
Yeah.
But I will say, at first, it is hard to become, immune to getting feelings and reactions to what you're seeing.
Yeah.
Some of them are really disturbing. So I would recommend, if you do want to look up real reference images that are really helpful, to do it in steps. So look at, say, like a burn, a small hand burn or something, and then take it in steps and build it up, and then eventually you'll be able to look at the really intense, gory ones.
Yeah.
Some people can never do it, but most makeup artists become used to it, basically.
Yeah, I think I'll be scarred for life if I was to look at like char-grilled bodies. I really like the height of his cheek.
Yeah.
No, like maybe I should take it to a esthetician and be like, this.
Whenever I do a skull on myself, I'm like, oh God, I look
Yeah.
a stone lighter.
Yeah, maybe it's not so bad being a zombie.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that thinks like that. So now we're going to go in with the small one. Now this small one was supposed to be for the nose, but it's going to overlap that one. So feel free to put this small one anywhere you think it's going to fit or look good. I mean, my nose is too small for that to fit onto it.
Oh, I've got a huge nose, so it should fit. I've got a lot of room.
It should be able to, wrap over like that. Yeah, that's what it was intended for. Because in the nose area, when you cut just the top of it, that's what the tissue looks like underneath, basically. Before you get to the bone section. So, I'm trying to think where I should put this. You know what? I'm going to put it there on like the thingy bit there. But you're doing so well. Like, I'm like so surprised at how quickly you picked it up. Like, some people literally just, and I do. You just got on with it. It's great.
I definitely thought it would be a lot more, a lot harder than this. Not that it's easy. It's definitely something I feel like I would spend more time doing if I was better at it. Like, you've sat there and you've really made sure that every detail is like smoothed out. Whereas I'm like, a bit of bumpiness is fine.
Right, so
Perfect.
as I was saying, I'm going to go in with the Neil's Materials alcohol activated palettes, and this one is in the Key Colours palette, and I'm just going to go in with a red tone.
So I'm just using foundation because I'm using things at home. Because everyone has prosthetics laying around the house. Yeah, it's sitting really well. I'm so surprised how well the foundation sits on top of this.
Yeah.
Am I trying to avoid the middle where we're putting detail, or can I go stipple over?
Try and avoid it. It'll just stop them loads of layers building up, basically.
Cool.
Okay, right, so I'm just... You'll probably wonder what I'm going to be doing here, but I'm just going to stipple and splatter this colour onto my face. And this is a wash of red to try and get the illusion that there's actually blood rushing through where the prosthetics are rather than one flat colour.
Like human skin.
Just basically trying to match my skin tone to... No, match the prosthetics to my skin tone, that way around.
That must take a little while to like add all that depth and tone.
Because you're doing it in light layers.
Yeah.
It does take, again, time. Because it's so opaque, because you don't want to go too thick with these alcohol activated colours. Again, it just again takes time, but it slowly does start to blend in and actually looking like more like human flesh rather than just a flat colour.
Right. God, that transforms so quickly just with those splatters.
Yeah, it's sort of like it's so hard to explain. It's just like layers and layers of different colours.
It's giving it like real depth.
Yeah, it's like slowly comes. You actually start seeing the detail as well.
Yeah.
But that'll come more so when we obviously put the colour into the actual where the wounds are.
I think I'm going to have to go in with white straight up and then beige it out a little bit by adding little bits of yellow and orange occasionally. So we'll see how that goes. I can start making it look really cartoony now.
At first it'll feel like that, and then if you bring it back with other colours, it should be good to go. Right, this colour here. And this is in the Key Colours palette by Neil's Materials as well. Right, so that's the bone. So there's another bone area, just so let you know, so while you're in the same colour we might as well do it. This section here, where it's flat, if you can feel it, on the cheekbone, underneath, you know, where like the skin flaps are.
Like here.
Yeah. So, I'm just going to go in with this colour here.
So we're going into like this fleshy patch here, right? Okay, cool.
And don't worry if the red goes onto the white slightly, because again, you don't want it perfect. Like if it was a cut, it would sometimes slowly like disperse onto the white section.
Okay. So for some reason, I've decided to trace around every single bit of detail that you put into this with a bit of black to deepen it.
I'm ready when you're ready to put some blood and stuff on.
Okay, let's do it. Let's get some blood on this face.
I'm actually going to be going in with the Bruise Red Gel to start with. But obviously, you go in with whatever you've got there.
I have the Revolution SFX Fake Blood. Now, it comes in a spray, but I'm really not into that. So I'm going to pour a little bit in a dish and maybe stipple it on. Because I can't be able to clean up later. So, ooh. All right.
Bit of blood fixes everything.
The thing with fake blood, I find, is that they can't get that deep tone of blood right. It's always like pinky red, you know?
Yeah, you usually find that with it. I mean, I'll have to tell you, let you know the brand, but there is a brand that is absolutely amazing for getting that deep tone and stop it from looking cartoon.
Yeah.
Is to add some food colouring and is it maple syrup that I said? I'm sure it's maple syrup. Some maple syrup, and that'll darken it and make it a bit more realistic and gruesome.
Right. And your one kind of has like this orangey tone to it, whereas my one is like pink.
Yeah, this is like a bruise gel, but I have put a yellow bruise gels on, bruise gel on, and the yellow will be mixing with the red a bit, which will create more like a pussing effect.
Yeah. See, on my monitor, it looks kind of like fine. And I look up close and I keep seeing little bits. So I'm like, oh, that could be darker. That could be...
Yeah. This is a thing as well. You just go on and on forever.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to stop because I keep picking up bits. I'm like, oh, that needs to change. That needs to change.
Go and get a bin bag.
That's gonna do it. I think I maybe should have done that from further away. Oh, no. Let's do one up here too. You know what? Let's not touch that anymore. Oh no, it's really pink. Look at it.
Trying to laugh because of the process.
Oh no, I liked it before the spray off of blood.
It still looks great. I mean, I'm gonna do like a splatter of blood, I think, you know, like as if like when the zombie's bitten, it's just like splattered on my face.
Happy?
Yes. Are you happy?
Yeah, I'm really proud of myself, considering this is my first time doing any kind of prosthetic, and with your guidance, I think I've done really okay-ish.
Amazing.
Friendly job. Amazing. Yours is actually like very realistic. Like your skin looks like it's flapping off on the edges, and
I hope it is. I mean, like I say, I'm blind in one eye, so I can.
can't see.
I'm just hoping by a look that it looks okay.
It does. It looks great.
From what I can see in this eye, it's looking all right, but I'm happy with the edges. But I love how I will say I'm loving how it's moving on the face.
Oh, that's the finished result. Don't I look beautiful? Don't know what that was. Me and Robert have been filming now for some time. My phone's just gone off. We have come up against some problems with technology and so on and so forth, but we've done it and we've both so enjoyed it. We've really enjoyed each other's company over FaceTime, and also creating this look. It was Robert's first time, and he did absolutely amazing. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys like the finished result. Obviously take away some form of education or tips onto how to do this yourselves. So I will see you again shortly, guys. Bye bye.